Hello guys, and welcome back to Chloe & Co. Today's video, I am going to be taking a break from the wedding series to kind of just throw this video into the mix because I could not wait. I am so excited about this. As you probably know and have seen everywhere, Selena Gomez has come out with her own beauty line, and it is beautiful to say the least. And she also has really good causes behind it. I know that one of her main purposes for this line is to help with mental health. That is a big aspect of it. And also as well, on all the products that you'll see, there is certain kind of caps, and that is to help, I believe, people with arthritis and people who have trouble opening things, because I think Selena suffers from something similar to that. I'm not quite sure. That's just what I've been seeing everywhere when I see videos about rare beauty. I have just been seeing people commenting, saying that a lot. And so I just think that that is super cool because I have not seen that been done before. Not to mention, another one of the things that is really important to her line is making people feel like their beauty is rare and their beauty is them. And so all the makeup isn't super full coverage, it isn't super glam, so it is perfect for me because, as you guys know, I don't do anything huge glam. I don't think I've ever tried a full coverage foundation. It scares me. So I was really excited to buy all these products because I think I will genuinely use all of them all the time because it kind of goes with my makeup aesthetic anyway. So I actually today picked up these products at Sephora. I didn't purchase every single thing in the beauty line. I just wanted to pick up things that I know I will use and things that I'm personally interested in. So I kind of wanted to do a first impressions video, trying everything for the first time on screen with you guys. Now, I am not a beauty guru by any means, but I just thought it would be fun to kind of do this video with you guys, and since I was interested in picking them all up myself, I thought it would be fun to kind of show you my first reactions and help you guys maybe find out if you want to purchase one of the products yourself. So the first product that I picked up is this primer. This retails for $26, and I was really interested in this because from what I can tell is it has this super illuminating base so that it helps your makeup look dewy and natural throughout the day, and as you know, I love dewy makeup, so I definitely wanted to check out this primer and I'm really excited to try it. So I'm just gonna take a few pumps onto my hand, and as you can tell, it's already kind of like pearly, but I know it doesn't come out sparkly from the other videos I've been seeing. It just comes out really like dewy looking. Oh wow, yeah. This actually feels really nice. It's very lightweight. Some other primers that I have used feel really sticky, and this one is not overly sticky, but you still feel like it is gonna stay on your skin and it's not just gliding off, which other primers I have tried as well just feel like they're sliding all over your face, but this one actually feels really nice. And I actually didn't apply that much. I feel like I could go in with more, but I'm gonna try to keep this as relatable as I would as possible to doing my everyday makeup. So I'm gonna try to stick to that. I do think the price for that is a little high, but we'll see how I like it and see if I think the price is worth it. It's not too bad considering some other primers I have bought are like $30, almost $40. So I would say it's about middle of the road. I know her line, all the prices are about middle of the road, so that's just something to note, but I will tell you guys my opinion if I think something is worth the price or not worth the price. But so far, I actually really like this. So let's see how the foundation goes. Oh, also I picked up this brush, foundation brush, and I don't ever really use brushes, but I was really interested in the shape of this one and the feel of it. It's very dense, but also very like movable, like, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna try a brush, but I'm not used to using brushes, so this will be interesting to see how I like it. Usually I use a beauty blender, which that's what I'm gonna use for my concealer today. But this is the foundation that I picked up, and I have the shade 190W, which this is really cool. In the foundation shades, she has cool, neutral, and warm. So if you know your undertone, that will really help. So I know I'm warm undertones, so I was definitely looking at the foundations that had the W at the end, which means warm. So know your undertone, and that will help you pick a foundation. So I really hope this one works. And I know you're supposed to shake it because I've been seeing videos where people are shaking it. And I believe this is gonna be a very thin consistency. So let's see. Okay, yeah, so I know it has this doe foot applicator. It is very liquidy, but I like that. I know some people are like skeptical of that, but I like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna put some on my face. I honestly do not know how much to put. So, and I know that this is a light to medium, or no, I think it's medium to full coverage. I think that's what it claims. So we'll see how that works. I know it can be really buildable too. Okay, this brush actually feels really nice. I hope this color is right for me. Some lady helped me in Sephora pick out the color. But you know, in the store, it always looks different until you bring it home. This looks a tad bit orange, but let's see how it blends out. Okay, so the consistency I like a lot because that makes it really easy to spread. The coverage I would say is actually pretty good. Like, I would say for me this would be like, I guess it would be light coverage, but I have foundations that don't even cover this much. But I definitely feel like if I wanted to have a little bit more coverage, I could just go in with a little bit more and it would add a lot more coverage, because this is actually pretty good to me. And as you can see, I wasn't too heavy-handed with the foundation. So I would say this color is pretty good for me. So I do like the brush. I think I'm gonna have to use it more to really know if it's worth it. Okay, the brush is $28, which I think is high for a brush. So I'm gonna need to have more time with this to see if I think it is worth it. But I guess my feeling right now is it worth $28? If you like brushes and if you use brushes, I would say yes. But if you're not a big fan of brushes or you don't really care to use a brush, I would say no. Not for $28, but it is really nice. This is actually the nicest foundation brush I've ever used. But like I said, I am not very educated in brushes because I don't really ever use them. But I would say if you're a brush gal, I would try this out for sure. By the way, the foundation retails at $29, and I would say that's actually pretty good for a foundation. Most foundations that I use are $30 to $40, sometimes even higher. But obviously there's good drugstore foundations too. Just the ones I usually typically use are more than that, so I would say that that's pretty good. So my skin actually looks really good, and I can tell that that primer is still giving me some illumination under, and so I actually really like the primer and the foundation. Okay, so next we're gonna do the concealer, and this retails for $19. And again, I would say I think that's pretty fair. And the color I got is 170W. So again, it's that warm undertone. And I know for this line, they have corresponding concealers to each foundation, but I like my concealer to be quite a bit lighter than my foundation, just to kind of brighten up under my eyes. So I went a little bit lighter with the concealer. Again, it is that doe foot applicator. And so I'm just gonna start out really slow because I never know with concealers how far it will go or how easy it will spread. And I really like to get in my inner tear duct because I feel like that brightens the eye the most, and then a little bit on the outside because that lifts the eye once you blend it. Okay, so I didn't apply too much. This is a very light layer, and I'm actually just gonna go in with my beauty blender to blend this all out. They do have a concealer brush, but I just didn't really want to spend the money on another brush because again, I don't use brushes very often. I was way more interested in the foundation brush. I'm just gonna use my beauty blender to blend this out. And I feel like with concealer, you want it to blend really well, so that's why I like a beauty blender. Okay, so this is actually going really far with how much I put on. And that is pretty dang good coverage. Wow. Yeah. And this color I think is great. So if you like to have quite a bit of a lighter under eye to just brighten up a little bit, I would go 1 to 2 shades lighter, but with that same undertone. You don't want to change that undertone. At least for me, I wanted to stay with the same undertone. Okay, that blended out like super nicely. And again, you can still see I have some illumination underneath, so that looks super natural. I like that. Okay, so she doesn't have a bronzer, but that is usually what I would do right now. So I'm just gonna go in with my Hoola Light bronzer that I always use with a big fluffy brush and just kind of bronze up my face a tiny bit. There is something in my eye and I cannot get it out. 1 minute. So the next thing that I got from Rare Beauty is their brow pencil. So it has a brow pencil side, just like a normal brow pencil. And then on the other side, it has this really skinny brush, which I am actually obsessed with the size of this. And it has a little bit of the tint on it of the same color. And I'm very skeptical about this because, as you know, I'm very picky about my brows, but I actually just ran out of my other brow pencil, so I thought it would be perfect time to go ahead and branch out and try a new brow product. So I am really nervous about this one. This one retails for $22, so we'll see how I like it. And I picked up the shade Soft Blonde. They only had one blonde shade, and I was a little bit not the happiest about that because most blonde shades that I've tried just do not work for my brows. I like to get more of a warm blonde shade, and usually they're too ashy, so I'm kind of scared to try this, but we'll see how this goes. So I'm just going to start out by doing tiny little strokes. Oh gosh. Okay, that is very pigmented. That comes out really smoothly, but my other one I have to kind of press a bit and work it to really make it show. But this one, you don't have to work it. Okay, we're just gonna keep going. See how this goes? This does look cool tone for me. I'm scared to keep going. Okay. It looks way less freaky not on camera. Here it looks kind of crazy. I'm gonna now try the other side. Oh gosh. This does not seem blonde to me, but it is. I'm gonna wipe quite a bit off so that it doesn't make it even darker. Okay. I like how this feels. I wonder if I would like this brow product just this side of it, like without the pencil. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like my perfect color quite yet, but maybe once I do the rest of my face it will be a bit better. I know usually that is the case, but so far not crazy about that. But it does glide on really well. You don't have to work it like I said, so if that's really important to you, this might be good. And they did have quite a few other shades, but this one only blonde shade. Maybe I shouldn't press so hard. I'm trying to do hair-like strokes, but oh god. Okay, I'm gonna stop there because I was already too heavy-handed and I had a super light hand. So that's worrying me a bit. I do like the way this feels. Again, I'm not so sure about this color for me, but I do like the way it feels, so we're gonna keep going. But I don't think I'm crazy about the brows. Okay, I'm not sure about the eyebrows, but I'm just gonna keep going because I don't want to stop now. But yeah, I'm not crazy about them and I look weird, but I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so she doesn't have any eyeshadows in this line, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of the bronzer that I used and just kind of pop it in my lids a little bit to give me some color. So not much, just a little bit, and then we'll move on. As I'm doing my eyeshadow, I can feel the brow product and it feels like it's really staying in place, like it's gonna hold actually really well. It's just the color for me. It is cool toned a little bit, especially more in person versus on camera. And it looks like way too much, but I used a very, very light hand. I do have really thin eyebrows, so that could also be an issue, but I do really like the paste, just not sure about the color. Okay, so next is the liquid blush, and this is probably one of the most things I'm excited about. I love blush and I love a liquid blush. I really like the Glossier Cloud Paint, and I've heard that this is kind of similar to that, so I'm excited. Again, it has this kind of doe foot applicator, and I got a shade that is one of the matte shades. They have matte and dewy shades, and I wanted to get a matte one because I already have the Glossier Cloud Paint that is dewy, so I wanted to try a matte one out. And this is in the shade Love. And I have been seeing people do this and put way too much on because it is quite pigmented. I'm not sure if I want to put this on directly or use my beauty blender. I think I'm going to try one side with my fingers and see how that does, and see if it picks up the foundation or anything at all. And then the other side, maybe I'll use my beauty blender to see if that's better. But I'm just going to put a little bit on my hand first because there was quite a lot on the applicator. So I'm just going to start out putting a little bit on my cheeks and blend it out. Okay, yeah. That is really pigmented. I even knew that and I still put too much on. Oh yeah, but it is drying matte really quickly. Yeah, I like that. It's just, okay. How did I make that mistake knowing even that it was pigmented? Okay, it's starting to get patchy too. Okay, as you can see, that is pretty dang patchy. And like I said, I put too much on, but still, I tried to be light-handed and it is still too much, still too patchy. I'm gonna try the other side with barely anything on my beauty blender and see how that works. Once it goes on, it feels like it's not even moving. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's about the amount you need, and I barely, okay, that looks nice. That looks nice, and I like that it's matte. I don't know how I'm gonna fix the other side, but okay, that's really nice. And it actually did end up blending out. So if you do get this, put way less than you even think, because I even went light-handed because I heard how pigmented it was, and I still screwed up. Okay, so I tried to blend that out a little bit more with my beauty blender. I didn't put any more foundation or concealer on this. I just blended it out and it actually blended out pretty nicely. So I actually really do like this blush. It was just the user that messed up, but it will go super, super far because I barely literally put anything on. And I do like that it's matte because I actually don't have a lot of things that are matte, and I actually really like that. And I love this shade. Did I tell y'all how much this is? This is listed at $20. And I would say that's about medium, again, middle of the road. I really want to try the dewy shade as well. I should have picked that up, but I do like this, like that it's matte. It is different from other stuff that I have used, and I do like this shade. I just put on way too much, but this actually looks really nice and natural now. So now I'm gonna go in with some highlighter, and this is so beautiful, and I actually don't have a highlighter in this kind of pinky shade, and this is in the shade Transcend. There was another pinky one I was looking at, but I swatched it and it was a little too pinky. This was a little bit more nude blended to the skin, and I'm not a big highlighter person, so I'm kind of excited to try this because I don't try them very often. And I think I'm just gonna apply this directly to my face, just add a few dots and then blend it in with my ring finger. That's usually what I do if I add some highlighter. And I have seen that this is a bit more forgiving than the brush with the amount you use. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. Yeah, that blends out really nice. This is listed at $22, which I would say is okay for a highlighter, because I know highlighters can get kind of expensive, I think, for their use. I don't know, I'm just not the biggest highlighter fan. That's actually really pretty. I like that it just gives my skin some of that natural shine without adding any whiteness, pearlescentness. It's just adding kind of that natural glow versus having a shade to it, if that makes sense, even though this is kind of pinky. But to me, that just kind of means that it is gonna blend in with your skin color. I actually really like that. I'm gonna add a tiny bit here, which I never do, but let's see how that blends out. This actually goes a long way too. I didn't think it would from other videos I have seen, but it actually does kind of go a long way. You don't need much, and it's very easily to blend in. A lot easier to blend in than that blush was. This is actually really pretty. I have never liked a highlighter that I have put on the bridge of my nose like this, and right here I have never liked one, but I actually like that. I think because of the undertone, it's more of a natural skin color undertone versus white. I actually really like that. That's really pretty. Little on my Cupid's bow. Yeah, this goes a long way too, but it is a lot more forgiving than that blush. So now is the time when I would usually put on my chapstick right before I do my lips. I usually put that on, do my mascara, and then do my lips. But since she has some lip balms, they're actually tinted too. I think she has one that's clear, but this is tinted. This is in the shade Compliment, and I just thought that was a really pretty fall color. So yeah, now's the time when I would actually put on my lip balm, but I'm actually gonna see how good this balm is with moisturizing my lips while also giving a natural color. So I'm gonna put this on and then put my mascara on and see how it moisturizes it. Oh, yeah. That goes on super easily. It does kind of feel like a balm. It definitely moisturizes your lips. That feels really nice. You know what this feels like? It actually feels like when I do put on my chapstick, then put on a lipstick on top of that. It feels like that, which is very hydrating. And I actually really, really like the color, especially for fall. Okay, now I'm gonna put mascara on. She doesn't have a mascara in this line, so I'm just gonna put on Voluminous Carbon Black L'Oreal mascara. I like this okay. I noticed some fallout, but if I'm just gonna wear it for a short period of time, I really like it. But if I'm wanting to wear it all day, possibly be outside a lot sweating, I wouldn't suggest it. Just for me, it falls out, but I do really like this for a shorter period of time. Okay, after adding mascara, my eyebrows for sure do not look as crazy. This looks a little bit more natural. I think I'm just not used to a super bold brow, and this definitely gave me bold brows. So maybe if I got used to it, it would seem a little bit more normal to me. It does not look bad. It's just different, I guess, than what I'm used to. The lip balm retails at $16, and I would say I think that that is a really good price, because some of the lip balms, just plain balms with no color, I buy or around that price. So having it kind of as a lipstick slash balm, I think that this would probably definitely be worth it, and they have a lot of different shades. I just wanted to get this shade because I thought it would be good for fall, and it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more pink versus to some of the other ones I already have, so I wanted to get something a little bit different. But I do think this is worth the $16. Okay, so this very last product that I have is called the Lip Souffle Matte Cream Lipstick. And this is very out of my comfort zone as well, because I don't wear any liquid lipsticks, especially anything matte on my lips. I really hate them on me, like hate them. But after I watched a few videos and people put this on, they said it doesn't feel like any of the liquid lipsticks they had used. It didn't dry crusty, it dried just kind of natural, like it was there, like they didn't even feel it on there. And I thought it would be kind of fun to put it actually on top of the balm. I know it is a pinky color and this is a tad bit more terracotta orange, but I wanted to see how it would do on top of the balm. So I am nervous to try this because I am not used to things like this. This is in the shade Brave, and this is $20. Okay, I actually really like the way this feels going on, and it dries almost instantly. I don't know how to explain how this feels. It feels really nice and the color is actually really pretty. I think it would be even more subtle if I didn't have the pinker balm underneath, but it definitely covered it pretty well. And this is actually a really pretty red color, but not too in your face red. I actually like this a lot. And I may pick up more colors because I think sometimes I love the way kind of a matte strong lip looks on people, but I feel like I can't wear that because every time I have tried, I just don't like the way it looks on me. But I love the formula of this. So for $20, that is kind of a lot, but I'm gonna say it's worth it because I don't have anything like this. I've never seen anything like this, the way it feels. And so if you're definitely a liquid lipstick girl, I think that this is completely worth it. They have a lot of pretty different colors. I just kind of gravitated towards this Brave color. Okay, so now I have my full face of makeup done, mostly full face of Rare Beauty. And now I'm gonna talk about each product individually and tell you now if I think it is worth it or not. So the first thing I used was this primer, $26. I do like it. I think if you want an illuminating underneath finish, I do think it would be worth it. And so I probably would purchase this again because I do like that really dewy look. And especially for someone who has a little bit on the drier skin side, this kind of helps my makeup not look as dry after a long time on. Again, I haven't worn this all day, so I'm not quite sure. These are just my first impressions, but I would say that I would buy this again. I do think that it really gives a really pretty underneath look to your foundation, and I think it did help the foundation really glide on smoothly. So the next thing is the Liquid Touch foundation, and this is listed at $29, and I love this, especially if you are someone who doesn't want full coverage and who kind of just wants an everyday look, easy to apply, easy to blend in. I would definitely suggest this. I absolutely love it. Right now I'm using the IT Cosmetics CC cream, and to me that is too thick and almost too full coverage, so I actually mix that with this Clean Fresh Skin Milk from CoverGirl, and this is actually super liquidy and I like that, so it kind of helps the CC cream not be so thick and glide on smoothly. So I would say that this is really nice, especially for me, because I do like that really thin serum type texture, and it makes it easier to blend in. And I thought the coverage was pretty good. I mean, I didn't use a lot. If I wanted a lot more fuller coverage, I could have added quite a bit more, and I still think it would have blended out nicely. The next thing is the Liquid Touch Brightening Concealer, and this is listed at $19. And I would say for a concealer, that's actually a pretty good price. And again, I think it covered well. It's very similar to the foundation. I didn't need that much, and it had really good coverage, so I definitely would say that this is worth the $19. The next thing that I used is this brow pencil, who I'm not sure if is my friend or foe at the moment, because as I see me in the camera, they look a lot more bold than it is as I look at myself in the mirror, but they still do look nice. I do like the stain or paste side a little bit better. I don't know what you quite call that. I really like the brush of this, and I probably would have wiped off even more of the product, just again because of the color for my brows. I think if they came out with maybe slightly lighter and slightly more warm shade, it would be perfect for me. But the pencil was really easy to use, and I did like that because I'm not good at my brows at all. It glided on very easily. I actually did like the way I shaped them a lot. It's just the color that is a little bit dark for me. But if you look at my hair right here, which is my natural color right here, it is like almost the exact same color. So I don't know, maybe I'm just not used to my brows being this bold. So this is $22, and I would say, you know, I'm not sure about this one. If you're a brow girl and you're good at doing your brows and you like them to be filled in quite a bit and kind of thick and bold, yes, I would say that this is worth it because a lot of brow products are quite a bit more expensive than this. But I would say if you're someone like me who would be fine with just using a clear brow gel most of the time, then, you know, not so much. I forgot to talk about the foundation brush while I was talking about the foundation, but this is $28, and I do like this. I like this a lot, and I would use it especially on days that I want a little bit more coverage, because brushes tend to give a little bit more coverage versus a sponge. So I definitely would say that this is worth the price because it is the best brush I have ever found. But again, like I said earlier, I'm not a brush guru. I barely use brushes. But I do like this brush. If you're looking for a new foundation brush, it helped my foundation glide really easily. I didn't have to work hard. I didn't have to stipple in any places. It did blend out really nicely. The next is a Soft Pinch Liquid Blush, and as you guys saw, I used way too much and I even knew not to use too much, but it ended up blending out really nicely. I kind of went over it with my beauty blender, especially on this side where I put too much, and it ended up blending out nicely. I thought at first it was kind of stuck, it wasn't gonna move, it was gonna tug, it was gonna pull, it was gonna pick up my foundation underneath, and I would say that it did a pretty good job, especially this side because I blended it so much. I would say it is a little patchy, so you know, maybe apply with either a brush and a super light touch, or apply with a beauty blender that maybe even has some of that foundation left on it, just because I feel like that would be the most forgiving to applying that, and I would definitely blend it out. But it is blendable, and I would suggest this because the color is so pretty. I like that it's matte. I wish I would have picked up a dewy shade because I feel like I would love that just as much. And this is listed at $20 if I didn't say that. Next is the Positive Light Liquid Luminizer, and this is listed at $22. And again, I have this shade Transcend, and I really like this because it is very light. It's almost like it's not there, but you still see some of that sheen. I especially liked it on my nosy, and I never put anything on my nose because every time I do, it looks crazy. But this looks super natural, gives me a natural highlight. So I really love this, and I feel like the other shades are going to be just as gorgeous, honestly, whichever shade you pick, because how blendable it was and because how it blended right into the skin tone, and I feel like it will do that for any skin tone it goes onto. So I would definitely say that this is worth the $22 for a highlighter. The next thing that I had used is the With Gratitude Dewy Lip Balm, and this is listed at $16. Like I already said, I think this is worth it. That's a pretty good price for a lip balm and a tint under it, and they have lots of different shades, and so I think this would be great to just throw in your purse, put on, and you already have those moisturized lips with a bit of color. I'm definitely going to buy this in more shades. This is probably one of my favorite things. And lastly, we have the Lip Souffle Matte Cream Lipstick, and this was $20, and surprisingly, this is also one of my favorite products. I love it. It feels like it's gonna stay on my lips, but I do not feel it. It is not crusty or dry at all, and I feel like even if I hadn't applied the other lip balm under it, it would still feel the same way. But I actually think it was a good idea to apply that under. And they do have a lip balm in a clear color, so you could apply that, wait a few minutes, and apply this on top of it. It went on so nicely. The color is beautiful. I want to get more shades of this as well, and I'm actually mostly shocked by that. Okay guys, so that is it for this first impressions of Rare Beauty. I hope you guys liked this video. I really enjoyed doing it. It's kind of out of my comfort zone, and I really am happy about finding new products to use every day. And I loved almost every single one. I know I will be buying them again, and I wanted to just be honest with you guys and kind of give you a review from a more relatable point of view, and I just picked up the ones that I think I would use personally. I didn't want to pick up anything that was way too out of my comfort zone that I would never use and that I just wanted to do for the video. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to show you guys things that I will actually use and just try them first impressions with you guys. And yeah, I liked pretty much every single product. Brows, still thinking about that one. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more wedding series videos that are coming up. And I probably will do another makeup video, probably my bridal makeup, pretty soon, and hopefully I will be using some of these products in that as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.